Good job, Mama.
Yeah.
Oh no! She's like,
On this side, yeah.
I, yours truly, Dr. Paul, am not licensed. I don't diagnose or treat, but I do see kids in the context of they come in for body work, and I get to play with kids. We've got another one today. You get to just sort of experience something very different. We have a fussy baby, and it's long-standing. And we're going to chat about this, hear some information from Mom, and maybe we all learned something.
I'm messing with her so she won't cry. So today, this is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to be able to hear much of what I say, so I'm just going to work on her. This is one of the tightest babies probably the tightest baby I've ever worked on. When I first started with her, I know the massage really made a difference at first. That's what makes me think there's gotta be something else going on. I have had a few kiddos that the massage just didn't seem right. It seemed like there was something else. My intuition said there's something going on, so I referred them back to Dr. Paul, and then they were sent to a specialist, and sure enough, something was going on.
Back when I was in practice.
When you were in practice, yeah. Now you just hang out and do massage.
Yeah. Set your table for
Yeah,
me.
he set up the table today. So I'm gonna work. We're gonna see. I dropped the pacifier out there.
Okay, I'll go find it.
Yeah. So she's super restricted. Oh, here we have one. I know.
Here's another one.
Okay.
Oh.
Hi.
Oh. Look. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go, baby. Here you go. Here you go.
Mama, why don't you come in
Yeah.
here?
Oh. There's Mommy.
hi, sweet girl.
So she loves being outside. She loves the fresh air. That's where I normally work on her.
Hi. You're safe.
Good job, Mama.
Yeah.
Oh no! She's like, sorry.
Yeah.
And she's tired. She's teething also. So that's the thing. You start adding normal life things to a baby that's got a lot going on. You're going to deal with more. And you're doing an amazing job. I've watched this process. I know. I got you. I'm doing my best, baby. You're going to make me cry. Okay, feel that point? Do you feel that point? Yeah. I got you. Yeah, I got you. Just let go, baby. Are you okay if we go outside?
Oh, I don't exist. I'm not here.
Oh.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Oh, Palmer. You're gonna get help.
We're gonna make you better. Yes, we are. If it's the last thing I do on earth.
Same.
I know. So, Shark. Hey, let's go.
So this little baby we've been talking about is 7 months old. And I was just chatting more with Mom and learned that they're doing solids and quite well. So what we have is a fussy baby, a baby that spits up a lot, and the two may be linked, but they're definitely also just separate. But we also have a baby that's not gaining weight. In the medical terminology, we call that failure to thrive. When you put all this together, and possible pyloric stenosis, remember we've got reflux, the sphincter here from the esophagus to the stomach is loose, we've got pyloric stenosis, the outlet from the stomach to the intestines is tight. That's a double whammy. One of the ways pediatric gastroenterologists can be fairly certain they're dealing with pyloric stenosis is that when you add solids, which usually happens around 4 to 6 months, babies really start to have the projectile vomiting because solids don't pass through as easily as liquid through that little muscle. And so as you introduce more and more solids, out it comes, shoots across the room. One of the strategies that could be applied in this situation, in addition to hopefully another imaging of the pylorus, is to intentionally really feed a lot. and see what happens.
Her feet pull in, her toes curl. It's just, she's tight, everything's tight. So I've mentioned before in videos that we always say which came first, the chicken or the egg, which came first, the tension or the reflux or all the other things. One causes one, the other causes the other. And in this case though, the fact that it's gotten worse, when all the things that I suggest that you've seen in videos has been changed, it just, God, there's something that tells me something else is going on. So the massage will help release and relieve a little bit. There's been a couple sessions where I couldn't really do much because she just was so fussy. And then last time I discovered that being outside is helpful. So then I can do some of the work I normally do, which is working on the back, working on the head, if she's really tired. And I just fed her a little bit, so she's probably gonna sit up because that's what she does. So I'm trying just to release that area so she doesn't spit up as much. It has seemed like when I've worked on her after a feed or before a feeding, then she doesn't spit up as much. Like normally Mom has said right after trying to burp her, she'll spit up everything. She hasn't done that yet. She did a normal burp. Yeah. You can hum with me. Yeah. Last time we sang, didn't we? Yeah. So I'm just working on the back. Because we're outside. So in between my two fingers is her vertebrae. Did you see him? Are you looking for him? Yep. Yep. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. A lot of times too with babies when they're super duper tight, tapping, just kind of like you would with the burp, but tapping more in the mid back. Her thoracic area is the tightest. So lumbar is lower back, thoracic is middle, and then her cervical area and occipital is up higher. Most of her tension's kind of mid due to, and upper too, her arms don't come forward very easily. And again, in the very beginning, when I share with parents how to carry a baby so the arms are forward so that we don't end up with tension like that, they changed that automatically, and no matter what they've done, I know. Okay, ready? Yeah. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you.
And if we get a huge increase in projectile vomiting and you stop feeding a lot of solids, that is, and the projectile vomiting decreases significantly, repeat that 2-3 times. If it's consistent, I think our GI specialist might be going, I think we've got pyloric stenosis, which the good thing about that diagnosis is it's treatable. It's a simple little surgery and problem solved. Wouldn't that be nice? Now, the failure to thrive diagnosis is another whole can of worms. These are babies who just won't gain weight, and we don't know why, because you're doing everything possible. The usual approach is you hospitalize the baby, you monitor absolutely everything that goes in that baby that comes out, you weigh diapers, you weigh vomit, you weigh everything, and you see, okay, number one, is the baby getting enough calories that are staying in the body? Because a lot of times failure to thrive, they're just not getting enough calories. So in this instance, what you would do as a parent is you just feed constantly. I have an unrelated example that just emphasizes the point of how continuous feeding, even of small amounts, can sometimes overcome a failure to thrive, an inability to gain weight. I had this mom, it was her 5th child. Now remember, this has nothing to do with this case, but just to illustrate a point of constant feeding can work. She had had a breast reduction after child number 4, thinking she was done, time to take some of that weight off. She got pregnant, and she was determined under no circumstances was she going to use formula. So I saw that baby at 4 or 5 months, and that baby was still at birth weight. And I'm going, you're going to have to throw in the towel and add some formula. This isn't working. She said, Doc, just give me 1 more month. Okay, I'm thinking, wow, this is not going to work. She comes back, and that baby was gaining weight. She started feeding that baby every practically waking moment of her life, and finally got enough breast tissue, I think, to come on board and make enough milk for that baby. And then of course she got to the point where she could add more solids.
Every once in a while we sing. Yeah. Yeah, can you tell him it feels good? Yeah. So this is what success looks like, because when you got a super tight baby, it's tougher getting in there, and that's what's hard for parents, is if you don't know exactly where to hit or how to hit or how much pressure, because they'll say, well, I did what it looked like you were doing and it doesn't work the same. I have 30 years experience, and it's a matter of feel, and it's a matter of trial and error. And if I touch on one spot and it feels good to her, she'll relax and let go. And if it doesn't, she'll yell at me. And I just worked on her arm, all the muscles around her arm, and it relaxed and let go. Normally her arm immediately just goes back, but we've got her arm sort of relaxed right now. And that was just from gentle massage and rotating and stretching. Yeah. Yeah. And the head, we're going to do some head work, aren't we? Do the cranial. So I'm just pulling back, just gently lifting up that fascial tissue. Just real gentle. Because crying all the time really, I mean, it creates tension all through the back, but it also creates a cranial pressure, and that's why sucking on a pacifier is helpful, because it helps to release some of that. But all of the fascial nerves and the things that come down, yeah, that feel good. Yeah. And then I go to temporal. You got a lot of pressure there, baby. On this side, yeah. I'm also working on her back at the same time. And again, those holds are important, so I've got her in a way that it's opening up the vertebral spine just a little bit. That's a spot. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was. Just a little bit. I got you. Yeah. Don't want you to get a sunburn. The right side of Dee Dee's face is going to be red. Ooh, how does that feel? Yeah. So the further I come back, it's just more pressure, and people ask me, well, what do you feel? If you just take deep breaths, I'll tell this parents, when you're calm and you're relaxed, which is difficult to do when your baby cries all the time or spits up all the time. I don't know how these, well, I do know how these moms did it. I did it for the first 6 months of my child's life, and it's really hard. You just don't know if something's going on and how hard it is, and it really messes with you. But if you take deep breaths and you soften, which is what I had to do to figure out how can I relax my baby's body. And now it's the same thing with the babies I work on, is what's going on? Where's the pressure? And when I just deep breathe, relax, it works. And I pray before every session. And I pray sometimes when I'm working, don't I? Yeah. With you, I pretty much pray through the whole session. Yeah.
Beautiful.
The point of that story is, for a failure to thrive baby, the first part of the workup is you hospitalize the baby and you see if you can get them to gain weight, whatever it takes. If they cannot gain weight, they often end up going to a G-tube. So you put a hole in the stomach, you put a tube in there, and you just drip the food in continuously until you can gain weight. That's the solution for weight gain, but you still got to figure out why. Why is this baby not thriving? So in a failure to thrive workup, it's hospitalization and lots of labs, lots of specialists. There are all sorts of rare conditions, metabolic conditions that can cause that. Obviously, we don't want to miss that, especially if it's something treatable. It could be something like a thyroid problem. It could be something like rare genetic glitches. I I actually, in this particular case, don't think that's what's going on, but I wanted to be a little more complete about possibilities, because common things are common, so we always hope that it's something common that has a relatively easy fix. But in the event that it was something a little more complex, we don't want to miss that. So that's where we're headed. Thanks for watching.